Hello everyone. Coming up in our first episode of Skate Canada Live, you will hear a special corporate news update, an inside look at the NextGen competition in camp this summer, and see some fun highlights as well. Then a brief visit to the national team camp, also a look at our live stream broadcast schedule for the season, and a special preview for a fun grassroots to high performance off-ice talent video submission initiative. All that coming up right now. Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first Skate Canada Live show. I'm your host, Ted Barton, and I would like to acknowledge we are broadcasting on the unceded traditional territory of the Coast Salish peoples, including the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. Well, with the 2022-2023 season already out of the gate, this is the first of 3 times we will connect with you this year. For the 2022-2023 season, we will host 3 shows. The next 2 will be midway through the season in December and closing out the skating year in April. The show's purpose is to share skating news from the grassroots to the world stage and engage and highlight member stories and accomplishments. As we come closer to the end of the show, I will share news about a new national initiative that is focused exclusively on community stories, your stories, and how you can share them with fellow skaters and skating fans across the country, with the opportunity to be highlighted during our upcoming broadcasts. More about that broadcast schedule later in the show. Now, in most areas across Canada, the temperature has started to drop, and Canadians from coast to coast to coast have begun to lace up their skates and return to the frozen lakes, ponds, backyards, and arenas as the ice freezes and winter descends upon us. Winter brings new opportunities for Canadians to get active, and that Skate Canada registration season is well underway right now across the country. Clubs and skating schools have been enrolling children for the first time in Can Skate, welcoming back returning skaters and engaging adults and newcomers to experience the great joy of skating. Skate Canada would like to invite all skaters, however well you skate, to come skate with us. This leads me to our first guest. Deborah Armstrong, Skate Canada Chief Executive Officer, is with us to talk about the 2022 to 2026 strategic plan, the new brand identity. Welcome, Deborah, to the broadcast.
Hi, Ted. Thanks very much for having me. I'm joining you today from Ottawa, and it's a privilege to be here on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. And it's an absolute pleasure for me to talk about the 2022 to 2026 Skate Canada strategic plan. This, of course, sets the roadmap for the next 4 years as we work through our quadrennial to the Milano Cortina Winter Olympic Games. It was a long process, 18 months from start to finish, and it was a very collaborative process where we spoke to our stakeholders across the country at all levels. We listened to their voices, and we tried to incorporate what they were telling us truly matters to the skating family in Canada. We're thrilled to carry with us from the 2014 plan 2 very important strategic imperatives, skating for life and skating to win, and are even more excited with the adoption of a new strategic imperative called skating for everyone. We're really looking forward to seeing this plan come to life.
Well, thank you for that, Deborah. Well, one of the major areas is the work Skate Canada is continuing in the equity, diversity, and inclusion and accessibility, also known as EDIA. Can you tell us a little bit more about Skating for Everyone?
I sure can. And it is exactly as you've described. Skating for Everyone is about creating an inclusive environment where everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter what differences we bring. In fact, we celebrate those differences, and we believe that what makes us even a better as a community. So Skating for Everyone is an invitation to all. Please come and skate with us in whatever way that means to you, whether it's learning to skate, whether it's being an official, coaching, actively volunteering, whatever it is, please come, bring your authentic self, be the best you can be, and enjoy every moment of being a member of the Skate Canada family.
Thank you, Deborah. Well, those looking for more information on the strategic plan, it is publicly available on the Skate Canada website. Now that takes me right into our next topic, Deborah, the new brand identity. We are seeing Skate With Us in a lot of Skate Canada materials. Maybe it will help people to understand it a little bit more if I share this tagline with our audiences. You may skate alone, skate in pairs, skate with a team, skate with hundreds, skate for fun, skate to win, skate to travel, skate to exercise, skate to excel, skate to relax, but you'll always skate with us. You get the feeling of community in the Skate With Us theme. And the new brand identity everywhere and looks fantastic. Before Deborah gives us a little bit more background on our new brand identity, let's revisit the changes of our brand over the past decades. Well, that was an interesting look at our brand and our logo over the past decades. And now, Deborah, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the thinking behind the change.
Sure. It's a pleasure to do so, Ted. And I hope you can all see that I'm proudly wearing a piece of merchandise with our new emblem prominently displayed on it. You know, when you take an opportunity to refresh your strategic plan, to look forward to a new quadrennial cycle, it really does present a great opportunity to make sure that your brand and your emblem really are lining up behind what you think are truly important. And that's really what we feel the new logo and brand identity for Skate Canada do. They are dynamic and vibrant and flexible, and we really think they give life to what skating with us is all about inviting a community to join together and to be our best selves. Our goals really are quite simple. We want to engage and inspire the next generation of skaters and skating fans. We also want to continue to grow and sustain our membership and make skating in Canada a place where everyone feels welcome and wants to be.
Well, Deborah, let's talk a little bit about the logo itself. How did you come up with the concept?
Well, we'd like to take credit for doing it all ourselves, but that would be unfair. We actually partnered with a creative design firm called Hulse and Durrell, which has done some great iconic logo work across Canada and across the world. And you see, our logo really incorporates three distinct things: the skate, the maple leaf, and the container, which really is a throwback to the badges of old, which are very iconic in skating in Canada. And our logo does something very important for us. It speaks for itself. And by that, I mean, it speaks without words. You don't have to say Skate Canada. You just have to look at the logo and know that's who we are.
Well, the future of skating in Canada is strong, and we're excited to see where the next 4 years will take us. Deborah, thank you very much for joining us today on our first episode.
Pleasure to be here, Ted. Thanks very much for having me.
We will take a very short break now. and we'll be back right after this.
Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Marjorie Lajoie.
Et je suis Zach Aguilaga.
On espère vraiment vous voir aux internationaux Patinage Canada 2022
Du 28 au 30 octobre
à Mississauga, Ontario. À bientôt!
Hi everyone, we will be at the 2022 Skate Canada International here in Mississauga.
We'd really love to see you there, so get your tickets now.
As we lead into our next guest, in the fall of 2021, Skate Canada launched a new long-term development platform that will help support the upcoming quadrennial. With me now is Dr. Shay Sakuski, Skate Canada's Senior Director, Performance Excellence, who played a major role in this project. Thanks for being with us today, Shay.
Thank you for having me, Ted. I'm joining you from Ottawa and the traditional unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, Shay, can you give us and our viewers a quick overview of what the long-term development plan is?
Sure. The concept of long-term development was widely introduced in Canada back in 2005. It was created to address the gaps and shortcomings in the Canadian sport and physical activity landscape. Quite simply, LTD is a model. It is a framework for an optimal training, competition, and recovery schedule for each stage of athletic development. Skate Canada delivered a refreshed long-term development framework, as you said, in 2021. You will hear me refer to long-term development as LTD. Our new LTD framework has been created as a resource, an LTD web resource that is a great tool for coaches, athletes, officials, sections, clubs, and skating schools to support the development of every participant to enable optimal participation in sport and physical activity. The new LTD is an essential resource that will take us to 2026 and beyond and impacts the delivery of all that we do through our STAR and Podium pathway, as well as our Skating for Life programs.
Well, Shay, how do clubs, coaches, and athletes access this new LTD tool?
Well, first, Ted, you want to go to our Skate Canada website and click on Members. Now that you are on our membership site, you want to click on Sign In. You will be prompted to enter your name and password. Now that you are in, you can find the link to our LTD resource on the far right of the menu. Our LTD resource combines principles of Sport for Life, long-term development, and sport and physical activity 3.0, and the various stages of development and integrates them into our Skate Canada programming and delivery. You can see how Skate Canada's Podium pathway and STAR pathway are situated within Sport for Life's evolved framework.
So what kind of information is actually within this new resource, Shay?
Well, one of our many goals with this LTD revision was to horizontally integrate sports science and current best practices and resources throughout our sports system, making accessible quality sports science information to all of our participants, not only our top tier and Podium pathway community, but our much broader skating community. A brief walkthrough of this LTD resource will highlight how this LTD resource is interactive, how it functions, and how it can be used by our broad skating community. Ultimately, this resource is to assist in holistic development, developing the human alongside the athlete. So let's enter into the Podium pathway. Each discipline of skating, singles, pairs, ice dance, and synchronized skating, has its own technical and tactical athlete development matrix. Let's take a look at singles. And let's go to the pre-novice category, situated within the train-to-train stage of development. We'll click on jumps. This is where figure skating sport-specific information on the technical and tactical skills and attributes related to each stage of athlete development are provided. This sport-specific information was informed through very thorough coach consultation and utilizing evidence-based benchmarks. All language used within this sport-specific information has been aligned with judge and officials' education and resources regarding assessment. Videos are also provided to support the language. These videos provide excellent clarity between the written and visual information. As a coach or user of this resource, I can open all of the technical skills related to this competitive category and stage of development, or I can open up one particular skill, beginning right at fundamentals and observing the progression up to train to win. Great. Now let's shift to our STAR pathway. Skate Canada's Learn to Skate programming and development pathway that houses around 93% of our figure skating participants. Let's take a look at our physical capacities athlete development matrix created by our integrated support team out of the Canadian Sport Institute of Calgary. The subject matter experts provide an intro video to their respective materials. Nutrition and fueling. Let's look at STAR 1 to 5. You can observe how we are able to hyperlink to other quality external resources. In this case, Canada's Food Guide. We are able to consolidate in one place any relevant resources we want to include and highlight, like our Skate Canada Body Positive Guidelines, which we strongly recommend and encourage all of our members to become familiar with. Let's now move over to mobility and flexibility, and let's click on that STAR 6 to 8 category. You can observe the quality and detail of information we are able to provide to our user with this new web-based structure. Now, let's take a look at the Mental and Self Skills Athlete Development Matrix, authored by Dr. Goss, Skate Canada's Mental Performance Advisor. Skate Canada recognizes the opportunity for growth in this area, and we are so pleased to now have this LTD tool for our clubs, coaches, and skating community to facilitate and support this very important education and learning. Our Mental and Self Skills ADM has been broken down into 4 areas: environmental requirements, mental skills, psychological qualities, and interpersonal qualities. Let's take a look at mental skills and emotion regulation. You can again observe the use of external resources. In this case, a video that explains what the topic is and provides useful, practical information for coaches working at this early stage of development. Again, it was important for Skate Canada to provide the same quality, detailed, and relevant sports science information to all of our participants. And with this new LTD resource, we can strive to do so.
Wow, this is great information, Shay. There appears to be a lot of information here. What advice can you give to clubs and individuals to begin learning about LTD?
Oh, well, Ted, to be completely honest, the best advice I can give is to sign in and spend some time familiarizing yourself with our new resource. Whether you are a club board member, a parent, an athlete, or coach, there is excellent information and resources provided to you. Our resource was designed to be fluid. We have complete flexibility to update and enhance resources to make sure we are integrating the most current information and best practices. Some strategies that I have seen work in the field and are when clubs and skating schools create their own communication plans to help educate their members about LTD. Some clubs and skating schools plan LTD information days and invite the club board, coaches, and parents to engage in LTD learning activities. With our resource being completely user-friendly on phones and tablets, many coaches are already using our resource in the rink during their lessons, integrating the information directly into the participants' daily training environment. Regardless of your approach, education is key. It is critical that our community become aware and familiar with LTD and our new LTD web resource.
Well, thank you, Shay, for all the work that you and your staff and the group volunteers have done on this. It's simply excellent.
Thank you so much, Ted, and thank you for the opportunity to share this with everyone.
Well, wonderful information on what's coming, but even though we are still early in the skating season, there have been some highlights so far. The first national camp of the season took place in Kitchener-Waterloo in July, where selected NextGen team members gathered to compete and participate in a team camp. Now, this is not only about competition, but it's also about team building. Although figure skating is essentially an individual sport, belonging to a national program and or national team is something very special. Competition breeds competition, success breeds success. But amongst all of that, being part of something larger than yourself in a fun, safe, and happy environment is really important. Let's take a peek inside the NextGen team competition and camp.
Our week in Oshawa, our week in Oshawa, Ontario at the, our week in Oshawa, okay, sorry, one more time, okay. This is amazing blooper footage right here.
Having a blast and want to pick up something to remember this event for years to come? Make sure to...
The new capsule collection is selling fast. Head over to shop.ca.
No.
Wait. The new capsule collection is selling fast. Head over to shop.
You're overthinking it now.
No, it's the shop.skatecanada.ca. Can you say it?
Shop.skatecanada.ca.
Can you start? The new capsule collection is selling fast. Head over to shop.skatecanada.ca
to pick up your favorite piece before this limited release sells out.
Hurry!
Hurry. No, you need to wait for me to say it.
Visit the Skate Canada store at shop.skatecanada.ca to pick up your official Skate Canada merchandise for this season. Oh, dang it.
Visitez la boutique de Patinage Canada à shop.skatecanada.ca pour acheter vos marchandises officielles de patinage. Oh, shoot.
Dude, of course it does.
It's permanent. It's never coming off.
Hi, we are the Andre Angels.
Hey, Andre Angels! Hey, Andre Angels!
We're the Mighty Mice on Ice.
Mighty Mice, we are nice. Mighty Mice, and some spice. Mighty Mice,
We're the Rusty Blades of Glory. And we're gonna win this! 3, 2, 1. R-U-S-T-Y! We are the Rusty Blades of Glory!
We are keeping up with Andre.
Hold up! Wait! Chocolate so scary! Keep it up on the
Not that team straight out of town. Keeping up with who?
Overall here will present themselves keeping up with Andre.
Over and out.
Well, it was a productive, inspiring, and fun experience for the NextGen team, setting up a pathway to the seniors. Well, another early season highlight was the National Team Camp for Seniors, which took place in late August in Mississauga, Ontario, at the Paramount Fine Food Centre, which will also host Skate Canada International in October. Athletes were monitored by officials and participated in numerous media activities. We shot some of the skaters in their poses and had some fun along the way, and also did some very in-depth interviews which will play out at different times this season. Stay tuned for that during our broadcast and also access through our website as well. Now, as we lead into the 2022-2023 skating season, we want to fill you in on our broadcast schedule. The Skate Canada Enhanced live streaming program includes 3 competitions from each province selected by the PSOs, and those competitions will be highlighted on the Skate Canada website. These competitions will have an upgraded visual presentation, but most without commentary. In addition, our main streaming productions will provide commentary from some of Canada's most successful skaters who've represented our country on the world stage and at Olympics. This season, we will be bringing you special coverage of 10 events, and here they are. In September, we covered the ISU International Adult Figure Skating Competition, which took place at the Bob Macquarie Recreation Complex in Ottawa. And there was a lot of fun supporting our adult skating community in the activity that they love so much. October 28th to 30th, Skate Canada International comes to the Paramount Fine Food Centre in Mississauga, Ontario, bringing some of the top senior skaters in the world to Canada for this prestigious event. November 30th to December 3rd, we will be in Winnipeg, Manitoba at the Seven Oaks Arena to cover the Junior and Senior Skate Canada Challenge event where skaters will qualify for the National Championships in January. We then move on to Skate Canada Synchro Classic being held at the CAA Centre in Brampton, Ontario, December 9th to 11th. Up next will be Skate Canada Live Episode 2 with highlights from the Junior Grand Prix and Senior Grand Prix season, a corporate update, a look at some of the entries into our National Talent Contest, and much, much more from clubs and skaters from around our country as we approach the winter holiday season. We will then move on to the Canadian Tire National Skating Championships in Oshawa, Ontario, January 9th to 15th, and at this event, history will be made with the addition of junior and senior synchronized teams competing for national medals alongside singles, dance, and pairs. You will not want to miss that event. Cooperators Centre in Regina will host the Pre-Novice and Novice Challenge event January 25th to 28th, and we will be live on site to cover that. February 18th to 22nd, we find ourselves in the beautiful city of Calgary, Alberta for the Novice Canadian Championships and the Skate Canada Cup, a national synchronized skating event held at the Winsport Arena. And we will stay in Calgary for coverage of the ISU Junior World Championships, February 27th to March 5th. And then we will close out the season with a final episode of Skate Canada Live in April with highlights from the past season, stories and video submissions from across the country, and much, much more. Well, we will take a short break and be back right after this. Well, next, we're very excited to share some information about the Skate With Us National Initiative. The program will run later this year with full details in time at skatewithus.ca. This is all about our community and how we can showcase the amazing on and off ice talent we have in our organization. To take part in this program, people will be asked to submit a video in one of three categories. Videos can be shot on your phone, using a camera, a GoPro, you name it. Be innovative and inspiring. We're looking for you to be creative in the way you tell your own story. Wondering about the categories? Well, the first category is called Skate Canada's Got Talent. It is a play off the popular TV show. We want our community members to share their off-ice and on-ice talents. This could be anything from musical talent to dance skills to magic, anything you want to show off. To give you a bit of a taste for this, here is a look of our first example developed in August.
Hi, my name is Christiana Locke and I'm 13 years old. I wanted to sing True Colors as my short program because my mom would always sing it to me when I was younger and tell me to stop hiding who I was. She said not to be afraid to show the world the true me. That's why True Colors is so important to us.
Competitor representing the Kelowna Figure Skating Club, please welcome Christiana Locke.
I would like to show this as a marriage between singing and figure skating, and I would also like to dedicate this to my mom. She has done so much for me and I just love her so much.
the sad eyes. Don't be discouraged, oh I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, call me up because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful.
Well, that was exciting to watch as skaters singing their own short program, and there may be other skaters out there who play the violin or the piano or the cello and do the same thing. We're looking forward to your submissions down the road. Well, the second category is for clubs and skating schools. We want to learn from our community, so we are asking clubs and skating schools to submit a video that showcases something special about your club. It could be something you do really well, a best-in-class practice, or something that is totally unique to your club and that you're particularly proud of. The third category is all about why you skate with us. This category invites individual skaters, pair, ice dance teams, adult skaters, and synchro teams to share their personal stories and experiences with skating. Maybe it is to tell about the concept behind this year's program, or how you learned a new skill, or even how you just mastered skating backwards, or how skating has become part of your identity. No matter if you skate alone or with a team, or even if you just leisurely skate outdoors every winter with friends, we want to hear why you love to skate and why you skate with us. We're looking forward to showing some of the submissions during our next 2 episodes of Skate Canada Live. Make sure that you check out skatewithus.ca for more details. Well, that brings us to a close on our very busy first installment of Skate Canada Live. We are thrilled and excited to explore our skating community across our country in both providing more information from the organization, but maybe more importantly, getting feedback and stories from the clubs and small communities, the towns and cities, large and small, across our amazing country. Wherever there is a rink, there are skating clubs and many interesting and inspiring stories, and we want to hear and share them both. On behalf of Skate Canada, we look forward to connecting with you soon. For all of us here at Skate Canada Live, I'm Ted Barton. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, everyone.